I'm going to say one thing. Fuck Trump.
That wasn't an emotional outburst. That was a tactic. De Niro, a man who has spent his life studying character, saw something he recognized in Donald Trump. The classic con man. And he seemed to decide it was his civic duty to make sure everyone else saw it too. This wasn't a fight. It was an intervention.
It's no longer down with Trump. It's fuck Trump.
He's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country.
He used terms he knew would cut through the noise. He didn't just call Trump a political opponent. He called him a con man. He was using his own legendary status as a film icon to strip away Trump's public persona piece by piece.
Makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has.
But De Niro clearly knew that subtle critiques and interviews wouldn't be enough to break through the 24/7 news cycle. He needed to escalate.
He wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country. And what I'm very, very worried about is that it might go in the wrong direction with someone like Donald Trump.
De Niro even likes to be a gangster in the White House. Maybe in this scenario, he could do whatever he wishes for.
You play Robert Mueller over on SNL.
Yes.
Over there. You recently called playing Mueller, you call that a civic duty.
Yes.
Why do you say that, sir?
I have no other way to say it, I guess. It's a civic duty. It's my obligation, my civic obligation to play Mueller.
Because that's the closest we've gotten to hearing what Mueller is going to say.
Well,
and I doubt.
I keep saying that I don't know whether this is actually possible in reality, but where I can handcuff him and take him away in an orange jumpsuit. That would be.
I assume you mean the President of the United States. There is.
Guy has proven himself to be a total loser. A wannabe gangster in the White House now.
Yeah. He does. He tries to act like a tough guy.
Yeah.
He tries to act like a made man,
Yeah, like a made guy,
Exactly.
Call in a...
It's no secret you're not a fan. It's no secret
There are certain, even gangsters have morals, and they have
a code.
They have ethics. They have a code.
Maybe not more a code.
A code. They have a code, and when you give somebody your word, it's your word because that's all you have is your word, especially in that world. This guy, he doesn't even know what that means.
Might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, punchy," he says to you. Truth Social, Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful.
The playground insults weren't going to cut it. He needed a bigger frame. So De Niro reached into the toolbox that made him a legend and started casting. He saw Trump not as a president, but as a character. First, a classic schoolyard bully, the kind who only has power if you give it to him.
He was a clown in New York, and he's a classic bully. If you had a schoolyard and he walked in and he had his bully friends around, the other people decide whether they want to oppose him or they want to let him just tell him what to do and own the schoolyard or the basketball court or whatever it is. He's got to be stopped.
This isn't just a bully. It's a cheap imitation of something De Niro knows a thing or two about. Starts calling him a gangster. And not even a good one. A wannabe. A mob boss with no honor, no code. An insult to the very criminals De Niro made famous.
Give you some sense, not of joy, but of relief at least, that he's potentially facing some consequences. Because as you've said before, this guy's a con artist and he's gotten away with it for years.
He's really, genuinely a sick person. Just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency.
And that's when the anger turns into something else. Something colder. Fear. De Niro looks past the rallies and sees a pattern, a historical echo he can't ignore. He starts talking about clowns, about how the most dangerous men in history often start their careers looking like a joke.
You've played a lot of bad guys. Would you ever play Donald Trump?
Never. There's nothing about him. There's not one redeeming thing in him that I can see ever.
The history lessons have been given. All that's left is a raw, urgent warning. He's moved past the idea that the system will just handle it.
Yeah, he's so stupid. Look at the lame, inane things that he said. He's so stupid, he can't even say anything clever or smooth. But he's a scary one. And
suddenly the joke isn't funny anymore. He's seen this movie before. We all have. And he's screaming at the screen, telling us this is the part where we're supposed to walk out. This is our second chance, and nobody is laughing now.
There's a big group of people in this country who believe that he cares about them.
I am totally dumbfounded, baffled by that. I can't understand it. And it's a thing that we've seen over the decades and decades. And
he's looking you in the eye and telling you the man has said, out loud, he will not leave, he will not concede. And for anyone who still thinks he will, for anyone who still thinks this is a game, the message is clear. It has to be stopped.
He's a malignant narcissist. He's a socio-psychopath. He's created some new language as far as describing somebody in his mental condition. So frightening and scary, and he's dangerous. We got to get rid of him.
He wrap up his talk by blaming those Republicans that don't have the nerves to go after criminals.
Shame on those Republicans that don't have the nerve, the balls to go after him. He's an outright criminal, and they're still buying it.
So De Niro made his case relentlessly, framing it as his civic duty to warn the nation. But that brings us to the million-dollar question. Was anyone listening? If the case against Trump was so clear, why did his political support remain so strong? It's a question that stumped many, and Bill Maher put De Niro on the spot with it directly.
Why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly.
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016.
Oh.
He's a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist. He is a dangerous person. And we have to realize, a lot of people, this audience, but the people who somehow think he's going to be the answer to their prayers, whatever those are.
Did you know
God
him
knows.
when, as fellow New Yorkers?
Never wanted to know him.
Never wanted to?
No.
You must have crossed.
He was an idiot.
Just a quick heads up. All the clips and statements you saw here, they're drawn straight from public sources and news coverage, and we're always playing by the rules, especially YouTube's. So, if you enjoyed this breakdown, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.